G'day guys, Matty here from Exponential Performance Coaching. Today's Whiteboard Wednesday, I want to cover a question I got about last week's video. If you remember back to last week's video, one of the key signalers for the PGC1 alpha through the endurance pathway was that of excess calcium circulating around our system. And I got the question, where is this calcium coming from? I didn't cover it last week, but this week you guys asked for it. We're going to geek out and we're going to have a look at exactly where that calcium comes from. The person asked, is it coming from our bones? Everyone knows we've got a lot of calcium stored in our bones. That's not where it's coming from, so you don't need to worry about your bone health or your bones wasting away because of your endurance exercise. So this is where that calcium is coming from. I've got a picture here of your muscle. So if you look deep down into your muscle, each one of these are a single muscle fiber. Each of these fibers are grouped up, and that's where we get our muscle mass from. So let's have a look right down at the fiber level. Each one of these muscle fibers are made up of actin filaments, which are the blue ones, and myosin filaments, which are the red ones. And these can be seen here: blue, actin, red, myosin. And the way muscles contract is this is kind of like a ratchet system. If you imagine your two fingers ratcheting along each other, or the arms, that's how your muscles contract. These little heads bind to the actin filaments and then move just a small amount and move the muscle fibers along. Obviously it does that lots and lots and lots, and this is how we get muscle contraction. So this is what the blue and red represent here. This is just a larger scale. Now, I've taken away one thing so you can see the blue and red there, and this is that green guy here. This green guy is called the sarcoplasmic reticulum. And when there is a nervous signal from the brain, so imagine this is your brain, and it says move. There's a signal sent down to the muscle for their right muscles to contract. When the signal reaches the muscle, what happens is that the sarcoplasmic reticulum releases calcium. It releases its calcium ion, and what happens is the calcium binds to the head of the myosin, which causes it to attach to the actin and move. Then what happens is these heads get resupplied with ATP. The calcium is released, and most of it is reuptaken into the sarcoplasmic reticulum. And then this cycle just keeps happening. Sarcoplasmic reticulum releases calcium, binds to the head, moves a little bit, it's released as the muscle relaxes, and then the contraction just keeps happening. This is happening thousands and thousands, millions and millions of times every time your muscles contract, and when you're running, cycling, whatever it is. The more this cycle happens, the more free calcium that starts to circulate around in the body. And what tends to happen after prolonged, repeated contractions is this uptake can't keep up with the outflow. So there's more coming out than there is going in. And what that means is there's just excess calcium starting to float around. This excess calcium finds its way into the bloodstream, starts to trigger that PGC1 alpha, and that's how we get a lot of our metabolic endurance adaptations. So there it is in a nutshell. This is where the calcium's coming from. It's not coming from your breakdown of your bones. It's coming from your sarcoplasmic reticulum. It's a natural process of repeated muscle contraction. So don't be alarmed when I said last week that this calcium buildup, or this calcium circulation around the body causes those adaptations. There you have it. If you've got any questions, let me know. If you found this information useful, please leave a comment, share the love, get the message out there so that everybody can start training harder but also smarter.